Hello everyone. Today, I do not have a voice, so I am having my collaborative AI assistant speak on my behalf. First of all, there have been reports of lost emails, and my heritage assignments that won't open. If you ever have trouble with this, please notify me. Let's start today's asynchronous session with a review of Ethos, Pathos, and logos. Most of you may remember these concepts from English 101 and English 102. If not, or if you took your composition coursework elsewhere, these ideas may need a bit of review. Let's go ahead and review ethos, pathos, and logos, now. Ethos, pathos, and logos are three modes of persuasion often attributed to ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle and are used to appeal to and persuade an audience or reader in different ways. These can be defined as follows. Ethos, this is an appeal to the author's credibility or character. It is meant to show that the speaker or writer is reliable, ethical, and knowledgeable on the topic at hand. They might do this through demonstrating expertise, citing credible sources, or showing that they share values and morals with the audience. The goal is to build trust with the audience. Pathos, this appeal seeks to persuade the audience by evoking emotions. The language and narratives used in this type of appeal are often meant to stir up feelings such as pity, fear, excitement, or joy in the audience. Using personal anecdotes, vivid imagery, or dramatic narratives are common strategies to achieve this. Logos, this approach utilizes logic and reason to persuade the audience. This is done by presenting clear arguments supported by facts, statistics, or rational explanations. The aim is to convince the audience through logical deductions, syllogisms, or clear causal relationships. It requires constructing a coherent argument with sound reasoning. In rhetoric and argumentation, skillful communicators often use a combination of these appeals to enhance the effectiveness of their persuasion. The optimal use of these strategies depends on the audience and the context of the communication. Let's move on now to the subject of creating a literature review. Everyone will be incorporating a literature review into their work, be it an argumentative essay for Phil 210, or a research report for research methods, or even a thesis. A review of literature, often referred to as a literature review, is a critical and systematic summary and evaluation of existing research and scholarly articles, books, and other sources on a specific topic or research question. Its primary purpose is to provide a comprehensive overview of the current state of knowledge in a particular field or area of study. Literature reviews are common in academic research, and they serve several important functions. Contextualize the research. A literature review helps place your own research within the context of existing knowledge. It shows readers that you are aware of the relevant research and where your study fits in. Identify gaps. By reviewing the literature, you can identify gaps or areas where further research is needed. This can help you define your research questions or hypotheses. Evaluate and synthesize. You critically assess the strengths and weaknesses of existing studies, summarizing their key findings and identifying any conflicting or contradictory results. You also synthesize the information to create a coherent narrative. Build a theoretical framework. A literature review can help you build a theoretical framework for your research by drawing on established theories and concepts. Methodological insight. You can gain insights into the methods used in previous research, which can inform your own research design. Here's how to go about writing a literature review. 1. Define your research question or topic. Clearly define the research question or topic you want to explore in your literature review. It should be specific enough to guide your search, but broad enough to encompass relevant sources. 2. Conduct a comprehensive literature search. Use academic databases, libraries, and search engines to find relevant sources. Be thorough in your search and consider using keywords and Boolean operators to refine your search. 3. Evaluate and select sources. Review the sources you find and assess their quality and relevance. You may want to use inclusion and exclusion criteria to determine which sources to include in your review. 4. Organize your sources. Organize the selected sources into themes, categories, or concepts related to your research question. This helps you identify patterns and connections in the literature. 5. Summarize and analyze. For each source, provide a brief summary of its key findings, methodologies, and contributions to the field. Analyze and compare the sources, highlighting any trends, contradictions, or gaps in the literature. 6. Develop a structure. Create an outline for your literature review that includes an introduction, body, and conclusion. The introduction should introduce your topic and research question, while the body should organize the literature into themes or categories. The conclusion should summarize the key findings and highlight the gaps and areas for future research. 7. Write your literature review. Start writing your literature review using the structure you've developed. Be sure to maintain a clear and logical flow of ideas, and use proper citation and referencing formats for your sources. 8. Revise and edit. Review and revise your literature review to ensure clarity, coherence, and accuracy. Check for grammatical and formatting errors as well. 9. Citations and references. Properly cite all the sources you reference in your literature review and include a comprehensive list of references at the end. 10. Keep it current. Depending on your research project, you may need to update your literature review periodically to ensure it remains current. Remember that a well-written literature review requires careful analysis and synthesis of existing research, and it should contribute to the scholarly conversation on your chosen topic. Please note, it is important to synthesize sources in relation to one's thesis. Successfully synthesizing sources in the context of a thesis involves analyzing and integrating the information from various sources to support and strengthen your argumentative research thesis. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to do this, especially when you are asked to cluster your discussion of sources under 2 to 4 subjects or themes related to your thesis. 1. Identify key themes or subjects. Begin by identifying the 2 to 4 key themes or subjects that are central to your thesis. These themes should represent the main arguments or components of your overall thesis. 2. Select relevant sources. Choose sources that are directly relevant to each of the identified themes or subjects. These sources should provide information, evidence, or perspectives related to the specific aspects of your thesis you want to discuss. 3. Summarize each source. For each source, write a concise summary of its main findings, arguments, or contributions. Be sure to include relevant details such as the author's key points, research methods, and major findings. 4. Analyze sources within themes. Cluster and analyze your selected sources within each theme or subject area. Look for commonalities, differences, and patterns in the source's content and arguments related to that theme. 5. Compare and contrast. Compare and contrast the sources within each theme. Identify areas of agreement and disagreement among the sources. Discuss how different authors approach the same topic or issue. 6. Create subarguments. Based on the analysis of each theme, develop subarguments or subtheses that support your main research thesis. Each subargument should relate to one of the themes and draw on evidence from the sources clustered under that theme. 7. Integrate evidence smoothly. As you discuss each subargument, integrate evidence from the relevant sources smoothly into your narrative. Use appropriate transitions and citations to show how each source supports or challenges your subarguments. 8. Maintain a clear structure. Organize your discussion in a clear and logical structure. You can dedicate separate sections or subsections to each theme, making it easy for readers to follow your line of reasoning. 9. Relate back to the main thesis. Always connect your discussion of subarguments and themes back to your main research thesis. Explain how each subargument contributes to the overall thesis and advances your argumentative position. 10. Provide critical analysis. Offer critical analysis of the sources within each theme. Discuss the strengths and weaknesses of the arguments presented in the sources. Explain why certain sources are more convincing or relevant than others. 11. Conclude each theme. At the end of each theme or subject section, provide a brief summary of the key takeaways and insights related to that theme. Highlight how the discussion within that theme contributes to your thesis. 12. Transition between themes. Use transitions between different themes or subjects to guide your readers smoothly from one aspect of your argument to another. By following these steps, you can effectively synthesize sources and organize your discussion of them under the identified themes or subjects in relation to your argumentative research thesis. This approach helps create a cohesive and well-supported argument in your thesis paper. Next, here's an example of a draft literature review worksheet. Thesis. Thesis statement: the impact of social media on mental health is a complex and multifaceted issue, and it is essential to examine this relationship from the perspectives of cyberbullying, social comparison, and online support networks. Topic clusters. Cyberbullying and mental health. Source 1, Smith, J. A., and Jones, B. R. The Dark Side of Social Media, Cyberbullying and Its Psychological Effects on Adolescents. Journal of Adolescent Psychology, 45, 567-582. Source 2, Brown, L. M., and Williams, R. H. The Impact of Cyberbullying on College Students' Mental Health, a Longitudinal Study. Cyberpsychology, Behavior, and Social Networking, 23, 330-347. Social Comparison and Mental Health. Source 3, Festinger, L. A Theory of Social Comparison Processes. Human Relations, 7, 117-140. Source 4, Tandock, E. C., Ferrucci, P., and Duffy, M. Facebook Use, Envy, and Depression Among College Students. Is Facebooking depressing? Computers in Human Behavior, 43, 139-146. Online Support Networks and Mental Health. Source 5, Cohen, S., and Wills, T. A. Stress, Social Support, and the Buffering Hypothesis. Psychological Bulletin, 98, 310-357. Source 6, Ellison, N. B., Steinfeld, C., and Lampe, C. The Benefits of Facebook, Friends, Social Capital and College Students' Use of Online Social Network Sites. Journal of Computer-Mediated Communication, 12, 1143-1168. Literature Review Draft. Introduction. Social media has become an integral part of contemporary society, profoundly impacting various aspects of individuals' lives. One of the critical areas of concern is its influence on mental health. This literature review explores the relationship between social media and mental health through three distinct lenses: cyberbullying, social comparison, and online support networks. These topic clusters shed light on the complex dynamics between social media usage and mental well-being. Cyberbullying and mental health. Cyberbullying, defined as the use of digital platforms to harass, threaten, or harm others, has emerged as a pressing concern in the digital age. Several studies have shown a significant correlation between cyberbullying victimization and adverse psychological outcomes among adolescents. Victims of cyberbullying are more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and reduced self-esteem. These findings underscore the need for preventive measures and support systems to mitigate the mental health impact of cyberbullying. Social comparison and mental health. The theory of social comparison posits that individuals engage in self-evaluation by comparing themselves to others. On social media platforms, This phenomenon is exacerbated as users are exposed to curated and idealized versions of their peers' lives. Research suggests a link between frequent social media use, social comparison, and depression. The constant exposure to enviable lifestyles and accomplishments on social media can lead to feelings of inadequacy and decreased mental well-being. Online support networks and mental health. Conversely, online social networks can also serve as sources of support and connection. The buffering hypothesis posits that social support can mitigate the negative impact of stress on mental health. Platforms like Facebook have been found to facilitate the maintenance of social capital and emotional support networks among college students. These online connections can enhance mental health by providing a sense of belonging and emotional support. Conclusion. In conclusion, the relationship between social media and mental health is intricate and multifaceted. Cyberbullying, social comparison, and online support networks all play roles in shaping individuals' mental well-being in the digital age. Awareness of these dynamics is crucial for designing interventions and policies that promote positive mental health outcomes in the era of social media. Reference list. Brown, L. M., and Williams, R. H. The Impact of Cyberbullying on College Students' Mental Health, a Longitudinal Study. Cyberpsychology, Behavior, and Social Networking, 23, 330–347. Cohen, S., and Wills, T. A. Stress, Social Support, and the Buffering Hypothesis. Psychological Bulletin, 98, 310–300. Please note that this is a simplified example, and in a real literature review, you would typically include more sources and provide a more in-depth analysis of each. Additionally, make sure to adhere to your chosen specific formatting and citation guidelines, presenting the work in essay format. For a course such as Philosophy 210, or a composition course, or for a survey course in British literature, the literature review would be a part of the paper, rather than a standalone item. For research methods research report, or alternatively for a course in museum studies, research report, the literature review would be its own section of the report. For all courses, however, these methods for writing a literature review are applicable. I hope this discussion of what a literature review is, and how to write one, has been helpful. Many thanks for your time and attention during today's special topic session.